Hi, Jim Ziegler, the Alpha Dog. Let me set up my. Okay, got some people jumping on already. Boy, that's incredible. Okay, let's see where it's at. By the time I get to Phoenix, she'll be rising. Okay, let's see. There I am. Okay, let's make this broadcast public. Okay. Hi, Jim Ziegler, the Alpha Dog. And I just thought I'd jump on for a minute. I really don't have a big agenda for this call, except Internet Battle Plan 24 is coming up. That's right, Internet Battle Plan 24 Detroit. Now, a lot of people are saying, hey, Ziegler, you're out of your damn mind. These conferences, Digital Dealer, all these conferences, driving sales, everybody goes to Orlando, everybody goes to Las Vegas, but Detroit? Well, excuse me, some of the best, biggest, most successful dealers in the country are in Detroit. The last couple of times we've done Internet Battle Plan in Detroit, we have had record attendance. And I mean, some of the biggest and best. Hey, Jeff Glacken, Glacken will be there. That's Dealer Authority. Let me tell you, some of the biggest, best, most successful dealers in the country. And you know what? When we go to Detroit, they're grateful that we brought a conference of this quality to the Motor City that they turn out. And the dealer principals attend with them. And that's always important to me. When you go to a conference like Digital Dealer or Driving Sales or any of the big conferences, you've got to have the dealer principals with the attendees, or the attendees don't succeed when they get back. Because there's a big battle between the old school and the new school, and everything in the dealership today. It takes a referee. That referee's got to be the dealer principal or the operating general manager. And that's why with Internet Battle Plan, from the very beginning, every seminar I've ever done, last 35 years, dealer principals and general managers are always no charge. Hey, Joshua Thomas Mitchell, are you going to come? Fantastic. We got some really great superstars coming out. Internet Battle Plan has, through the years, this is the 24th time. I co-created Internet Battle Plan years ago. It was me and David Kane and Darren Haygood and J.C. Hurst. That was the very first Internet Battle Plan. It was done in my offices in Atlanta. And I don't know, we had maybe 20 people show up. And now we're getting 200, plus the vendors, plus the speakers. It's incredible. And we're putting some of the top talent in the country on stage. Wouldn't you know my phone ring right now and nobody else is here to answer it? I'm going to let it ring. Let it keep ringing. I don't care. Okay. But oh, unbelievable. But anyway, okay, that thing will cut off in a second. This is not an award-winning broadcast by any means. Jeff Glacken says he'll be there. Joshua Thomas Mitchell. Now, Joshua Thomas Mitchell is a superstar in his own right. He's a great friend of mine. I was on his podcast about 2 weeks ago. I'm telling you, some of the biggest and best in the country are showing up for these events. And, you look at who I just got. Tony Ann Fardette. Used to be Tony Ann Lupo. I've known her for many years. She's in the Atlantic Auto Group, Staluppi Companies up in Long Island. Now, this is the billion-dollar girl. I mean, I'm telling you, Tony Ann Fardette was generating $1 billion in BDC income. I mean, that's a big operation, a lot of dealerships, quality people, quality operation. The billion-dollar girl, Tony Ann Fardette. Now, she was Tony Ann Lupo when I met her. She married Frankie Fardette. Poor guy. She is so strong. But I'm telling you right now, Tony Ann is going to be sharing all the secrets that she built an internet billion-dollar BDC operation, how she ran it, how she marketed it. She was in charge of the whole thing. And I mean, she's an executive manager, and now she's out there on her own with a billion-dollar girl. I'm telling you, we've got people speaking at this thing that are absolutely incredible speakers. Oh, Frank Lopes. And, Frank Lopes is going to be a co-moderator, and so is Tony Ann for some of these events. So, events within the event. But Frank Lopes, people are wondering if Frank Lopes is Batman. Well, I don't know. I've yet to find anybody that's seen him and Batman in the same room. But Lopes is absolutely incredible. Just Google up Get More Frank and you can find him, FB Marketing up. He's absolutely incredible. Robert Kenney. Hey, Robert, glad you made it to the broadcast. I really don't know what I'm going to talk about. I'm talking about Internet Battle Plan through the years. The mission is to create a more profitable BDC, a more profitable internet dealership, where the whole dealership is internet marketing oriented. You know, we're talking about internet marketing and technology assisted marketing. And that includes your CRM, that includes your SEO, your SEM, that's going to include video response. Lope says he's Spider-Man. Now it's Peter Parker. I already figured that out. But anyway, you know, what we got for sure is some of the very best practitioners in the industry. And when the dealer principal attends with your employees or the general manager attends with your employees, the results are magnified 100 times. I have been to some of the biggest internet conferences, and you could shoot a shotgun through the crowd and not hit a decision maker. I mean, what good does that do if you send a bunch of non-decision makers to a conference and they learn all these wonderful things and they get back to the dealership and the old school blocks them out and the dealer's not there to referee? Quit it. You've got to have the dealer or the general manager understand what they're trying to accomplish. This is space age material. I mean, the people that go to Internet Battle Plan, they return with more ideas, more techniques, more usable and doable, things that are actionable. I insist that the speakers at Internet Battle Plan deliver content. It doesn't matter if they work for a vendor. That doesn't bother me. But if you don't deliver content that people can take back and actually use in the dealership without having to hire you, you're not on my stage. Now, we just signed up a new sponsor, Automotive Mastermind. Now, Automotive Mastermind is sending an old friend of mine, Rhonda Lewis, and she is a dynamic speaker. And, well, Jim, are you talking about two women already? Well, excuse me. Women are some of the best practitioners in the car business. Back when I was a manager in a dealership, and I was responsible for staffing, I hired a lot of women before it was fashionable or before it was in vogue. Women in the business have a definite place, and I celebrate and applaud women. I mean, women in automotive, I've supported them from the very beginning. And let me tell you, there are some dynamic women in the business. And Rhonda Lewis, Tony Ann Fardette. I mean, I could go on with Elise Kephart-Adami. I mean, one of my proteges, by the way. It's so funny how many people become national stars that started out speaking at Internet Battle Plan. I mean, we have introduced so many people that have become industry celebrities that spoke at their first battle plan. Elise Kephart-Adami, I discovered her. I didn't create her. She was already so talented, but I introduced her to the industry. Hey, Kevin Campbell's aboard, Imperial Press Direct, one of the premier mail companies in the country. And they're going to be there as a sponsor. I'm not speaking, but Imperial Press Direct, that's David Villa. You might know him better from Auto Dealer Live. They're one of the sponsors for Internet Battle Plan 24, Motown Magic. Yeah, that's right. Motown Magic in Detroit, Michigan. Guess where we're having it? Detroit, Michigan, Greektown Casino Hotel. yeah. Well, I love casino venues. Well, Internet Battle Plan. If we're not at the beach, we're at a casino. Yeah. Oh, the dog loses money on these events. No, I don't. We do quite well. And money. Let's talk about money. Internet Battle Plan. I've sold thousands and thousands of seats at $1,500 a person. I could sell Internet Battle Plan all day long for $1,500 an attendee. But what I found out is dealers, some of your tightwads, excuse me, that's true. So I reduced the price to get more people to participate. We're giving it away for a ridiculously low $6.95 a person. That's right, $6.95 a person. Well, how do you find this magnificent value? Well, you go to, let's see, let me put it on the screen 1 second. Well, of course, you go to internetbattleplan.com. That's where you go. internetbattleplan.com. You can sign up online. Now, here is the best part of the whole equation. Dealer principals, general managers, no charge. I've done that forever. Ziegler lost his damn mind. Yes, that's right. I do not charge operating general managers. Now, through the years, if I had some general sales managers try to sneak in and get a free ticket, yeah. You know, if it doesn't say general manager on your card, I'm not gonna flim flam you. Don't flim flam me. But a lot of people have done that in the past, and you know what? I let them get away with it. If you are so desperate to save $6.95 and you really want the knowledge, I'll let you in. I mean, I'm all about bettering the industry, and that's why Internet Battle Plan is so special. Talk to somebody that's been to Internet Battle Plan. Hey, Derek Massey, thanks for showing up. We got some great people in this audience. It's going to grow. But let me tell you, Internet Battle Plan is the premier event in the industry. Now, it's a boutique. I mean, it's not, I know I speak at events that have 2,000, 3,000 people showing up. We don't have that. The one we just did in Clearwater, Internet Battle Plan 23, Teach at the Beach, we had 200 dealer attendees. And you know what makes me really proud? Fully 1/3 to 1/2 of them were general managers or dealer principals. And I applaud an executive manager, a dealer principal. Hey, there's David Villa from an Imperial Press Direct. They're going to have a booth at Internet Battle Plan 24 Detroit, Motown Magic. Direct mail is not dead, and these guys are doing it like nobody else. I'm telling you, when you see Imperial Press Direct, now you know David Villa best from Auto Dealer Live, but you have not been to Tampa as I have and seen his operation. It is a machine. I mean, he is absolutely astounding what he does for these dealers. Newspaper is okay. I actually think you need newspaper if you're training a puppy or you got a parakeet. But other than that, I don't see a whole lot of use for newspaper advertising automobiles. The internet, Facebook is incredible. And we've got some people on stage that are going to talk about Facebook marketing. Hey, Travis Wagman just showed up. Corey Manning. Okay, now I got to play with this one. Gerasimos Alexantos. Did I do okay with that, Gerasimos? I'm trying to be really correct with your name here. Gerasimos Alexatos. Okay. Gerasimos, spell it out phonetically for me so I can say it correctly. People's names are very important. I have a doctor. Get this. My doctor that did I do okay? Great. Thank you. I have a doctor whose name is Sridhar Pinamanini. Honest to goodness, that's his name. And the first time I met him, he's from India, obviously. Hey, Charles Cannon just showed up. Well, anyway, my doctor, Sridhar Pinamanini, first time I saw him, he says, you can call me, I will try to do an Indian accent. I'm not making fun of Indian people. I love the guy. You can call me Dr. P. No, I'm going to call you Sridhar Pinamanini. You can say my name? Yes, I can say your name. Yeah, people's names are very important. So Gerasimos, that's why I really worked on your name, because people's names are extremely important. I wish I could teach car salespeople that. When I taught Carnegie back in the dark ages, 1973, when I taught Carnegie back in the dark ages, one of the premier things of Carnegie is learn their name and use it. And so many salespeople don't get that. They're so stuck on sir and ma'am that they've never learned the customer's name, and they're afraid to use it. So when I teach sales, hey, Bradford just showed up. Hello, Bradford. Glad you're here. We're talking about Internet Battle Plan 24 now. Excuse me, I'm rambling. I might get off subject because I'm just having a good time. This broadcast is a like the Jerry Seinfeld show. It's just the broadcast about nothing. But Internet Battle Plan 24 coming to Greektown Casino, Detroit, August 7th and 8th. For most people, that's just before school starts back. It's one of the, I hate to say it, deader months in the car business. Just a little ahead of most new car introduction. Although we don't really have a new car introduction anymore. The manufacturers just seem to be sliding them in. But I hope to have some of the manufacturer reps there. We certainly are going to have some of the best speakers in the universe on stage. I'm not going to get into all the speakers we've got because I could spend the whole time talking about them. But anyway, if you're wanting to improve your dealership's BDC operation, and you want to improve your dealership's profitability, the internet is the battlefield. Your showroom is the website. Google is the weapon. You know, the road to the sale didn't die. And I had a speaker last time saying the road to the sale is dead. Well, excuse me, the road to the sale is not dead. The road to the sale evolved. We put technology into it. Meet and greet happens out there in cyberspace somewhere. It doesn't happen with a handshake, but it's still meet and greet. Now, you've got to get the evolution of technology into the process. We're going to talk about the vendors. Now, my friend Frank Lopes, who is on this broadcast, Frank will talk about the vendors in a heartbeat. Frank will say, hey, don't hire a crappy vendor, and how to figure out if a vendor's crappy. And we're not afraid at Battle Plan to talk about that. I'm not kissing any butt. And I've got some big name sponsors who will not be there that sponsor every other event because I won't let them. You know, I'm all about the dealers. And if it's not about the dealers, and it's not in the dealer's best interest, it's not on my stage. It's going to be something that will make your profitability soar. Now, I did a speech last week in Cleveland for the Greater Cleveland Auto Dealers Association. I've also done this same speech at Digital Dealer. And the speech is 20 things I would change if I bought your dealership. That speech is taken off. It's gotten such great acclaim. And I've evolved that speech. I've added things to it. So if you heard it before, you're not going to hear the same one. 20 things I would change if I bought your dealership. In other words, what 20 things would I do if I bought your store right now? You know, what would I change? Who would I fire? Who would I hire? What vendors would I get rid of? What vendors would I renegotiate with? I'm going to tell you right now, you know, these vendors want to tell the consumers that you paid too much for a car and find out what other people are paying. Some of you would absolutely poop in your Pampers if you found out what other dealers are paying for the same vendors you're paying 3 times as much to. Vendors are all over the map. Some of the biggest lead providers, and I won't mention them, but anyway, I won't mention them, but some of the biggest lead providers in the country are charging some people $6,000 and other people $1,000 for identical services. You know, you need to pull a Donald Trump on these people and renegotiate every deal with every vendor because you're paying too much. They're so quick to tell the consumers when they're paying too much. I'm telling you, you're paying too much. And come to Battle Plan and we'll talk about that. That's why some of them don't want you coming. Internet Battle Plan 24 Detroit. It's high content, a lot of information, high tech. We got some of the best experts in the country on stage. Absolutely. You know, Overtake Digital is going to be in the house. You want to talk about your social media? They're going to be here. I mean, you know, Chris Hill. Now, if you see Chris Hill, the speaker for Overtake Digital, let me tell you something. Now, look up Overtake Digital. Google it up after the broadcast. Stay with me. But Overtake Digital, Chris Hill has got one of the fastest Nissan GTRs in the universe. I mean, he's got all this fiber body. He's got, I mean, you wouldn't believe. He told me that this was like a 5 or 6 second machine. I mean, It is so fast. I mean, Fast and the Furious be damned. I mean, wait till you say, hey, Joe Cooperstein just showed up, or Stein just showed up. Is it Stein or Steen? Travis Wagman, of course. Motor City. Detroit's got some of the biggest, most successful dealers in the country. And they all show up for Internet Battle Plan. And I'll tell you what, when I look out, hey, Ryan Lane, when I look out in the audience and I see the Zott family, SZOTT, I'm talking about Thad and Todd, and I see the managers, Jeff Snyder, Mr. Guevara, Steve. When I see their top managers and the dealer principals in the audience, and when I see the LaFontaine people show up, and I see the Feldman people show up, and I see the Lasco people show up, I see people showing up for some of the biggest, most successful dealerships in the country. You know why they're there? Because it betters their business. When I started Ziegler Super Systems in 1986, when I left retail, I thought every loser in the world was going to hire me. My original business plan was all the dealerships that weren't winning were going to pay me big money because I had the formula. Guess what? The losers never hired me. They stayed being losers. The most successful dealers in the country hired me for the last 30 years. Amazing. Now, no secret, I've been in the business since 1976. I've been a top manager with some of the biggest dealerships in the country, and I've been a consultant for thousands of dealerships. Hundreds of thousands of people have attended my seminars. So when I say something, it's not something I thought or theorized. It's experiential observation, things I have seen. And, what you've seen, I've seen the best practices. Hey, Brandon Hardison, I am so glad to see you show up, old friend. Yeah, I got some old friends in the business. But, the losers never hired me. The people that hired me were the great dealerships trying to be better. I couldn't imagine. And when I look at Internet Battle Plan Detroit, it is some of our best turnout. Dealers from all over the country. We have dealerships fly in from Alaska and Hawaii to attend these events. I mean, the West Coast dealers are coming east. And why? Because I didn't put it in Las Vegas. I didn't put it in Orlando. I didn't put it in Tampa. The usual cities, the usual suspects. And I'm certainly not going to put it in Miami. What the hell? Miami is so far away from everybody, and it's a connecting flight. Detroit Airport is easy to get to, and it's a cheap flight. I picked the cities because I want it to be easy access. Now, Greektown Hotel Casino, hang on to your hats. We got the rooms for $129 a night plus taxes. $129 a night. Are you believing that? I attended a conference recently where I had to pay close to $200 a night to stay in a hotel for the conference, and that was the conference rate. We got $129 a night. Yeah, we do. Yep. So anyway, Internet Battle Plan 24 coming to Detroit. Motown Magic. I'm going to have 20 speakers on stage. All the speakers are in one room. Now, here's the other thing. Have you ever gone to a big conference that had 50 breakouts, 20 breakouts, 10 breakouts, where every time you had to listen to one of the speakers, you wonder if you got the good speaker, or the good speaker's room was full and you had to go to the crappy speaker? And believe me, when you've got 200 speakers, 150 speakers at an event, there are some crappy speakers. Excuse me. Anyway, you got some crappy speakers. You got some vendors that are only there because they paid. Now, guess what? I got some vendors on stage who paid me. That's right. But like I said earlier, there are some vendors that would love to be on my stage that I won't accept because they're not good for my dealers. If you haven't got a message that my dealers can use, if you haven't got usable, actionable material they can take back to the dealership and use without you, you can't be on my stage no matter how much money you paid me. Now, that's right. I got some sponsors. How do you think we can get the price down to $650 a student, $695 a student? How do you think we can do that? I mean, these events are extremely expensive to produce. I couldn't do it without the vendors' participation. But by the same token, I got more vendors wanting to be in this thing than I got speaking slots. I mean, people are lining up to get on my stage because Internet Battle Plan is the premier boutique event in the industry. I mean, there are a couple other events. You ever go to an event where the guy or the woman putting on the event hogs the microphone the entire time? They got all these speakers on stage and there they are shooting their mouth off. You don't want to hear them. I'm not going to do that to you. I am not going to hog the microphone and drown out my own speakers trying to show you how important I am. I'm comfortable in my own skin. People say, well, Ziegler, why don't you speak at NADA anymore? I don't speak at NADA. And NADA told me a couple of years back, well, what are you going to do for exposure? Shit, I don't need the exposure. Everybody knows who I am. I've already made my name. I am comfortable in my own skin, and I don't need to explain to you who I am. I got the track record. I'm one of the few national traders in the industry that actually published his resume. Very successful resume with some of the top dealerships in the industry. And guess what? I've got living witnesses still after 35 years. I've got 42 years in the business. My original used car manager, Ken Vargas in Jacksonville, is still out there kicking in the car business. Ask Vargas about Ziegler. You want to know how I was in the car business and how I am in the car business? Ask anybody that's ever seen me desk a deal. Ask anybody that's ever seen me do F&I. Ask anybody that's ever seen me take a TO and close a deal. Ask anybody that's seen me on the phone working the ups. Ziegler can do what he teaches, and he does it better than most people. Sorry, I'm comfortable I'm comfortable in my skin. I don't got to prove nothing to you. It's all out there documented with the thousands and thousands of witnesses. So when I get on stage and I do 20 things I change if I bought your dealership, I've got a reputation for growing dealerships to big numbers, and I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you things that you need to step up and do. Average people with great processes can do incredible things. You don't need to be a superstar, but you need to manage your superstars. Nobody's outside the process. You don't make the process so tight people can't operate. But once you've got the process, everybody subscribes to the process. I wasn't a record-setting manager because I was weak. I was a record-setting manager because I was firm. And my people would follow me anywhere. And that's the philosophy that I have when I do the presentation, 20 things I'd change if I bought your dealership. Brandon, you've known me for a long time. Am I telling the truth? Look at the people on the sidelines here. InternetBattlePlan.com. Hello, James D. Bradford. I am so glad you're here. Being the Alpha Dog is a heavy responsibility. Hey, I like the new Alpha Dog logo, by the way. I mean, can you see it? I mean, is it too subtle? Got it on my shirt, too. Here you go. There you go. Got it on my shirt, too. I mean, I've got Alpha Dog apparel with a brand new logo. Where is that thing? Camera sort of reverses it on you. There it is. Alpha Dog logo. Look at that stuff. But anyway, Internet Battle Plan, August 7th and 8th, Detroit, Greektown Casino. Now, dealer principals and general managers, you attend at no charge. Give me a call. Now, my number, let me put my number up there for you one time. My number. Now, I'm not a great typist. There it is, 352-775-2174. That's my home and office number. Give me a call. I answer the phone myself if I'm in, unless I'm doing a broadcast. Excuse me. But anyway, Jim Ziegler, the Alpha Dog. The website is www.internetbattleplan.com. Internetbattleplan.com. Dealer principals, no charge. And we're going to have a crowd. I'm going to put more than 200, maybe 300 dealer attendees in that room. And I'm going to have some of the very best content speakers in the industry. If you're a dealer principal, you need to come. There's no charge. This isn't one of your golf outing 20 groups. This is a serious educational experience that will change your life. It'll change your dealership because you've got two choices in today's world. You can grow or you can die. It's your choice, grow or die. Excuse me. And I'm telling you right now, you cannot stay where you are. And you've got competitors right now coming in under the radar screen, kicking your ass. I'm telling you that right now. If you don't know how to be stealth in your marketing, and I'm going to talk about Facebook, I'm going to talk about pay-per-click, I'm going to talk about all the things we need to do. Social media marketing is one aspect of it. Data mining. You know, Automotive Mastermind just signed up, and we're going to talk about how to mine your database. You know, we got eLead CRM, Bill Wittenmeyer. This guy's a visionary. He isn't just a partner, CEO of a big company. Bill Wittenmeyer is a visionary, and he's a good personal friend of mine too. One of them long hair West Coast guys. He is absolutely incredible. I love Bill Wittenmeyer, Billy the Kid Witt. I mean, I follow him on LinkedIn. I mean, I'm telling you right now, Billy the Kid is the bomb. InternetBattlePlan.com. Don't miss this thing. Sign up right now. Because I'll tell you what, in Clearwater, it was funny. In Clearwater, we had planned for 125 dealer attendees. And that was all that room would hold. I mean, we were at fire capacity, and all of a sudden, 200 attendees showed up, plus the vendors, plus the speakers. And so many of them, I had to finally turn people away. I mean, we sold it out. I had to beg the hotel to let me put more people in that room. Now, we are all set. We are prepared for a bigger crowd at Internet Battle Plan 24, but we weren't prepared for it, Teach It to Beach in Clearwater. It was like, oh, you know. And me and Debbie Ziegler, my smoking hot trophy wife, we've been putting this thing on for 30 years. Internet Battle Plan 24 coming to Detroit. I want to thank you all for showing up today. Bradford, Hardison, Ryan Lane, Cooperstein, Mr. Alexados, Gerasimos, Charles Cannon. Look at Travis Wagman. Oh, golly. Frank showed up. Frank Lopes, Kevin Campbell. Thank you all. David Villa. We've had some great people on this thing, and I hope I made my point. Internet Battle Plan 24, usable, doable, actionable information. Now, of course, the vendors are going to try to sell you their programs. They do it at every event, but that's not what they're going to be doing on the stage. We're going to give you usable, doable information. You know, I don't criticize people for selling. That's what we do. We are salespeople. Excuse me, I'm selling right now, whether you haven't guessed it or not. There's no shame in that. I get so pissed off at salespeople that think it's a crime to sell somebody something. Excuse me. Ziegler, are you a high-pressure salesman? Yeah, I sure am. Oh, people don't like high-pressure salesmen. Oh, no, that's wrong. People don't like bad ones. People don't dislike high-pressure salesmen. They just like bad ones. They just dislike bad people. You know, if you're bad at it, see, because I look at sales as persuasion and finesse. I look at sales like your 5-year-old closing you out on what they want for Christmas. Tell them no, but they come back again and they reformulate their clothes. I mean, a 5-year-old's a better salesman than you are, Internet Battle Plan 24, Internet Battle Plan 24 coming to Detroit. My phone number's on the screen, and I take my calls, or I'll call back for sure. And look at coming. I mean, find a way. Airfare is cheap. The hotel is certainly inexpensive. Greektown Hotel Casino, 2 days in August, first of the month. You know, not your best week for sales. I mean, you can be out of the dealership for 2 days. Give it a shot. Jim Ziegler, the Alpha Dog, had a lot of fun with this solo broadcast.